Hey everyone, this is the Millionaire Hippies podcast with your host, Boom Shikha, where we chat about spirituality, business, and health. We all want to live self-actualizing, fulfilling lives with joy, prosperity, and gratitude. Let's go on this beautiful journey together.
Hey everyone, welcome to another podcast by Boom Shikha. I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are. In this podcast, I want to speak to you guys about something that Wayne Dyer said that I thought was so poignant and so useful that I want to share with you guys. And he said that in my world, nothing ever goes wrong. It's so powerful, guys. In my world, nothing ever goes wrong. Basically, what he's saying is that nothing, and this is true, nothing that ever happens is bad. All of it, everything that is happening, no matter what it is happening for a reason. It's happening either to teach you a lesson, or it's happening because you're going to grow from it. It's happening because you're going to learn something from it, or you're going to meet someone that's going to help you learn something, or it's happening because whatever it is, it's teaching you something, and you need to be aware of that. What we do basically is we label something as good or bad. So if you're thinking to yourself, oh, this situation is really bad, I don't like how things are going, I don't like what's going on, I think that I'm in a bad situation, I need to run away from here, I need to do something different, blah, blah, blah. And so we run away from the situation and we try to go towards something that we think is good, something that's going to move us closer to what we want in our heads. Nothing is good or bad, nothing is bad or wrong, nothing is right or wrong, right? Everything that is happening for a reason. And because there are no random coincidences in this universe, and because the universe is perfect, everything is happening for a reason. If you could just switch our mentality around, if you could just switch our thinking around, and so when something happens and we look at it as a good thing every single time, as something that's going to help us, something that is meant to help us become more of who we are. Nothing is bad. It's all meant to help us. All of it is a gift from the universe. If we could just switch our mentality around that way, so whenever anything does happen that we might have considered wrong in the past, we're going to look for the nugget of gold in it now. We're going to look for, okay, how is this situation going to help me? Even though it feels like I'm going through a hard time right now, what is good in this situation? You're always going to look for the good. You're always going to look for the nugget. You're always going to look for that gold. You're always going to look for the preciousness of it, right? For example, I was listening to a friend of mine speaking about an accident she was in, and she was talking to a friend of mine. I wasn't actually in the conversation. They related to me afterwards. And so she's talking and she's saying that, I had an accident and it was really bad when I was in the hospital and I was unconscious. When I woke up I was conscious again, I noticed that the first thought that I had was, thank God I am still alive. And that is when she knew that all of that work that she'd been doing on herself was paying off, because she didn't think about, oh my God, I was in an accident, oh my God, what am I going to do now, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever, oh my God, the universe hates me, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. She didn't think that. She thought, thankfully, I'm still alive, thank God this happened in the way it happened, thank you, universe, for everything, thank you for the lesson that you sent me, thank you, I'm going to take better care of myself, I'm going to be more careful from now on, thank you for everything. Thank God I'm still alive. That is the thought she had. And that is how we want to live this life that we're leading. So the next time something happens that's going to kind of put you off kilter, off balance a little bit, you have to think of this quote by Wayne Dyer. Nothing wrong ever happens to me in this world. Like, nothing wrong ever happens. If you could just remember that nothing wrong is ever happening to us. The next time something that other people might consider wrong happens to us, we're going to be looking for that nugget. We're going to be thinking, okay, how is this helping me? What is going on right now? What's the universe trying to teach me? What is the universe trying to tell me? How can I use this in order to become a better human being? How can I use this to become that individual that I want to become? How can I use this to become awesome? How can I use this to become more? How can I use this to be that best version of myself that I'm always wanting to become? And in everything that happens, there is that lesson, there is that message, there is that sign, there is that signal, there is that thing that's going to transform your life and transform you from the inside out. But we're always, as human beings, thinking, oh my God, this is bad. I need to run away from it. I don't need to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to deal with it. And so because we don't want to deal with it, we don't actually get the message. We don't get the signs. We don't get the signals. We don't get the message, the nugget, the gold, whatever it is that the universe was trying to send to us. We're ignoring it. It's as if the universe or God is on like a direct phone call with us. It's on Skype with us, and he or she is sending us all these messages. And what we're doing is we put her or him on hold, and we're watching Netflix. That's how we're behaving with this kind of situation, if we're ignoring these messages and signs. If we don't ignore it, of course, is that we're actually picking up the phone call that God or the universe has sent to us. We're picking up the phone, we're saying, hello God, I've got the message, thank you so much for this. I'm so grateful to you, and I'm going to use this message or this sign or this lesson as best to my ability as I can. Thank you again, and then we'll hang up, right? So that is how we want to live our life. That's how we want to imagine it. Is that God is calling us all the time with all of these signs and signals. God is saying, okay, here, this is a difficult situation for you. Or it's a situation where it's going to put you into this mode where you're going to learn a lot. Go ahead and learn. This is my gift to you. And we're going to take it as a gift. We're not going to take it as a sign that the universe hates us, or God hates us, or the world hates us, or we're victims. We're not going to play that role anymore. We're not victims here, guys. We're not victims. Even if the worst of the worst thing happens to you, it's not a bad thing. It's something that is a lesson, something that's going to teach you. It's something that's going to make you get to that point where you want to get to. For example, for my own life, I had my epiphany or my moment of change. That moment where I was like, this is enough, more than enough, was I think 3 or 4 years ago. And I was sitting there, I'd just broken up with my boyfriend. I'd been with him for a while, and he was like, I thought we were going to be together forever. I lost my job because they fired me because the boss, the lady who was in charge of the company didn't like me or didn't like the way I did my work. And I was living at my parents' house. I had very little money, and I was basically destitute. I was in that situation where there was no hope that I could see anywhere in the world. And as it is in most cases, from that valley of despondency came my awesome life. That's the reason I'm here right now, is because I saw that I was becoming that individual that was seeing the bad and the wrong in everything. And I needed to change. And the way I changed was I started changing one thing at a time. I started making my bed. I started meditating. I started looking for a good job. I decided to move out of my parents' house and get my own place. All of that. And little by little, I changed my life up to the point where I'm right now living my ideal life. I do creative work all day long. I get to write, I get to do YouTube videos, I get to create in all these different formats. I get to do this podcast. I get to talk to all these amazing people. I get to live in one of the most beautiful cities in the world, my favorite city in the world, Chiang Mai, Thailand. And I just get to be alive, truly alive in a way that I've never been alive before. I absolutely can say this, that in the 34 years that I've been alive, I think this year is the first year that I can say that I'm truly living my purpose and truly living in a way where I'm so alive every single moment of the day. Not just when I'm on vacation, not just when I'm on weekends, not just when something happens, but all the time. No matter what day it is, no matter what time it is, I'm always alive. And that happened because I switched my perspective. I switched thinking from a victim mentality, which is what I had before. I would think to myself, everyone hates me, everyone's against me, no one loves me, no one cares about me, blah, 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 right? I spent so much time in that victim mentality. I decided to myself, that is it. I am responsible for my own life. I am responsible for everything in my life. I am the creator here. How can I blame anyone else for what is going on in my life? I can't. There is no way I can blame anyone else. I created the situation that I was in, the miserable situation I was in, and I could get out of it. And I did. And I am right now in a situation that I've created through the power of my thought and through the power of my actions. And I'm in this world right now, this beautiful world where everything is ideally set up for me because I created this. Because I believed in the power of creation, the power of my mind creating everything. But that had to happen. Obviously, I had to go through that valley, obviously, to get to this point. But I also had to get through that victim mentality to get to a point where I thought to myself, nothing ever wrong happens in my life. Nothing wrong ever happens. Nothing wrong ever happens. You will notice that about me. No matter what happens, I'm always looking for the lesson in it. Always looking for, what is the lesson here? What should I have learned from it? What is the universe trying to tell me? What is the universe telling me that I'm missing right now that I need to gain? Because there's always a lesson in everything. Nothing wrong ever happens. Wrong is a word that maybe we should eliminate completely from our dictionary, because everything that is happening is right. Everything is happening as it should. Everything's happening for a reason. Everything's happening to teach you something. Everything's happening as it should happen. There are no coincidences. There is nothing wrong. Everything is perfect as it is. If you could just remember that, and if you could just play that out every single day, that is where we're going to start living that powerful, responsible life of ours, where everything is under our control. We're not going to give our power away to the universe anymore. We're not going to give our power away to anyone. We have the control. We are under control. We are the ones in control. We have nothing to give away. We're always in control. I hope this makes sense to you guys. It's so important. I just love Wayne Dyer to death. I love all of his teachings. So if you guys ever get a chance to listen to any of his recordings, please do. They're all on YouTube. He's not alive anymore. He died. I think he died last year around my birthday. Really, really sad thing, because he was an amazing man with a lot of amazing wisdom. I'm so grateful to be able to share some of it with you guys. I hope that you guys have an amazing day wherever you are. And if you guys want to join my team, you can go on to patreon.com/boomshikha. I'll talk to you guys the next time around. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening. Go check out my website at themillionairehippie.com if you want more free, awesome content. If you really like the podcast, please consider giving me a 5-star review on iTunes. Until next time, namaste.